Hey everyone, we're making banana cream pie. Let's show you how to make it. So, we got to make a crust, we have to make custard, and we need bananas, and we need some type of whipped cream. I made coconut whipped cream today, but you can use tofu whipped cream or cashew whipped cream. Either or works perfectly fine. So let me show you how to make the custard cream. That's what we're going to make first. So I'm going to add some banana extract into 2 cups of soy milk. And then I'm going to add some vanilla. And I've got here some date syrup. 2 tablespoons of date syrup is good. Or 3 or 4. Whisk. Keep in mind that if you add date syrup, it's going to turn into like a brown color. It's going to have some color. But it's okay. So I'm going to whisk it. And then I'm going to get my slurry ready. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of cornstarch. And I'm going to add some water. We want to turn this into a liquid form. So we're just going to wait for it to heat. So let's talk about the crust while we wait for it to heat up. I have here some oatmeal, some oat flour, and some almond flour. We're going to use 1:1 ratio. 1 part oats, 1 part almond. In a bowl, we're going to add 1 cup of oat flour. And then 1 cup of almond flour. I'm going to add coconut sugar because it needs some type of sweetener, and I need a dry sweetener. You can use date sugar. Sometimes I use it. It's a pretty expensive ingredient though. So the last ingredient is going to be a tablespoon of some flax meal. And it has to be flax meal, so don't add flax seeds. Add 1 tablespoon. And now we're just going to add some liquid and try and put it together as a crust. I added a tablespoon. First. And it's really moist, so 1 tablespoon might just be it. And I'll write the recipe in the description below. And it's going to be a pan that we're going to eat it from that pan. But anyways, put the dough. Alright, before we get to the crust, let's check on our custard. So I'm going to add the cornstarch slurry. Then we'll add about a tablespoon more. And if you have some cashew cream, you can use it in here. And what we're doing here is we are cooking down the cornstarch. It only takes, so it's nice and bubbly. We're going to shut it down. And we're just going to leave it and let it cool down. Now we're just going to get that crust going. We want to bake the crust, so we're going to have to preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. So now we're just going to try to get the crust as far as possible as we can. Perfect. Let's bake it. So I'm going to get a fork and I'm going to make some incisions all over the baked crust. Into the oven it goes. Alright, so we have bananas here already cut up. We have our custard cream. And We have our whipped cream. And we have our crust. Alright, so first thing we want to do is add our custard cream. And I like giving it a little whisk. Gives that velvety color. I'm going to make a roll here of bananas. And our crust is so awesome. It's crunchy. Perfect. So we're going to add a few bananas in there. Now we add our custard cream and hope for the best. And then our custard cream. Try to submerge it all the way to the bottom. So I love bananas. This is a great way to use up your bananas. I always buy a ton of bananas. Sometimes they just go bad too fast. And these guys, I'm going to freeze them. We're going to grab our whipped cream. I'm going to see if the whipped cream can cover all of them. But it might not be able to. But who knows, maybe it will. Or at least part of it. And I'm going to add a little bit of chocolate at the top. Cocoa powder. Because I think it'll look just so pretty. Alright, so we're going to add a little bit of cocoa powder. Doesn't do any harm. Gorgeous. Look at this gorgeous pie. It looks amazing. You want to let this cool completely overnight, or at least 24 hours before we eat it. So make sure it cools down. And that's it.